the most challenging thing that I had to do was accepting the fact that I had muscular dystrophy. You know, it was accepting that this was the reality and that there was nothing that I could do to change that. And I remember at the time, I was a very negative person. I had a very negative mindset, and I would only focus on all of the things that I couldn't do. And it was horrible because I felt as if I was in prison, and it prevented me from becoming my true self. And I was only a kid back then. I remember seeing other kids walking and running, and I was so angry. I started to ask the questions that we all ask. Why me? Why did this happen to me? It wasn't fair. This was a very dark period of my life. I remember times where I would see other people just having fun, just being kids, and I felt very left out because I couldn't do it. It was very difficult because usually when you're a kid, you just focus on being a kid. You know, you do the things that you like, and I guess listen to your parents, and that was it. But for me, I had to question myself, you know. I had this voice in my head that kept telling me that I wasn't good enough, that I would never have a job or have a family or have a good future. And it was something that I was very afraid of. One of the reasons why it was so difficult for me to overcome it is because I never thought it was possible. I didn't think that it was possible to have a good life when you have a disability. And I couldn't see it anywhere, you know. But then one day, I was on YouTube, and I came across a video, and it was a speech by Nick Vujicic. He's a motivational speaker, and he was born without any arms and legs. And I watched this video, and he was very positive. He was living his life to the fullest, and he was inspiring so many people. And I looked at that and I was like, maybe I can do that too. And you could say that this was the catalyst for me to being the person that I am today. I felt like I was reborn. It was like I was a phoenix rising from the ashes, and my life suddenly changed. And it's an incredible feeling because I used to always focus on the negatives, but now because of this, I am thinking about all the positives. I realize that your circumstance doesn't define your happiness. You know, my disability wasn't the cause for my suffering or pain, but it was my perspective towards it that was. It was my attitude. And once I changed that, my world completely changed. If you were to ask me if my life is hard, then I would say, yeah, it is. But if you ask me if my life is filled with pain and suffering, then no, it isn't. It's hard because it takes more time for me to do things, and I may rely on others to help me. But I live my life to the fullest. You know, I love life, and there's so many things that I really enjoy doing. It's important to accept your circumstance. That's something that once you can do, you in a way free yourself. We should never lose hope. We should never give up, because anything is possible. And if you strive for something you really want, you can achieve it.